What's up, everybody? It is a Wednesday edition of the Ysn Power Hour, proudly presented by our friends at Toyota of Warren. DJ with you. So excited to be with you yet again, live from the Athletic Studios here on Route 7 in Columbiana at the Ysn Studios. You can check it out for yourself next time you're in athletics, or if you're coming to athletics for the first time, make sure you say hi, sign up for some of the million activities that you can do right here. And then stop by the YSN booth, say hi, and maybe you will end up on YSN. You never know. We've got some great young talent, and I'm talking about young talent on the field and one specifically in the dugout that we're going to be talking to, and they will be on YSN today. From the 16U Pony League team from Youngstown, we've got Coach Andrew Sabella. We've got some great leadership coming from Sabu, who has been no stranger to YSN in his third year out of high school. To me, and I know he's going to roll his eyes at this, but if you know Sabu, you know that he is one of the up-and-coming coaches in this area, and somebody at some point is going to be really, really excited that they've got him leading the next generation of baseball players and baseball talent in their organization, their program. He's bringing with him Dawson Wallace and Chandler Maurice. So we'll talk to those guys in just a little bit. We'll have Coach on first to set the table, and then the other guys will kind of drive in the runs as they're used to do it. We got some great talent. Team Youngstown is always a force. This team, absolutely no different. Probably one of the best 16U teams that we've seen in a long, long time, and we'll have Coach tell you about it in just a minute. Picking up some of the leftovers from yesterday's show, we talked about in the OHSAA, the playoffs for football only on Fridays. We got some great feedback from that. So thank you for continuing to engage our shows, our programs here at YSN. It's not just filler. We're looking to make sure we make an impact. And I feel like we're certainly doing that with some of the comments and engagement that we're getting on our social media. So without further ado, let's just bring in the Big Daddy himself. Let's bring in Sabu and talk about some Youngstown baseball. Sabu, like you and I go back. We go back probably to your sophomore year, junior year of high school. You are no stranger, my friend. No stranger to this. Talk to me about why it's so exciting to you and for you to be leading the charge in the dugout this time as a manager of the 16Us.
You know, Youngstown Class B hasn't done this for probably 8 to 10 years now. And for us to bring it back to the community, for these young men to have the opportunity to play on this team, because they do it for the 14-year-old group and the 18-year-old group, for us to bring it back for the 16-year-olds, it means a lot to these guys, because it gives them something to play for at the end of the year. Some of these guys did it as a 14-year-old. They went to the Pony World Series. I played in the 18U on the Palomino one, and there was no bridge right there for the 16-year-old division. And for us to bring it back, I think it's good for the league. It'll bring better players down to the league.
When people talk about where you guys are at, this 16U team, you talk about bridging that gap. I mean, it is tough. It's got to be a challenge because, some of these guys, it's exciting to be as a 14U. Like you said, nothing for the 16Us for a while until this year. And then the 18Us, obviously, they're accustomed to. You were part of one of those teams that went to Palomino. For you to be asked and kind of lead the charge on this, I mean, take us through the process of kind of what went into it, making a decision like this. Is it what the roster is made up? Is it resources? Is it funds? Is it fundraising? What is it?
Mostly we got to have the right roster to go down to Greensboro and win, because that team in Greensboro has won it for the last 28 years. And for us to go down there and spoil their hopes, that was huge for our guys. That was great for our guys. And just for this, you got to have pitching. You do. You need to have pitching, because if you end up in the loser's bracket, you're going to be clawing your way out. You could be playing 7 games in 4 days.
I mean, judging by your smile, it looks like that you were a little happy to send them packing after 28 years, dude.
Yeah, no, it meant a lot to us. It did. And the tournament director came up to us after the game, told us how classy our guys were, and that meant a lot to our coaching staff as a whole, because our guys represented the area very well down there.
You talk about representing the area very well. I mean, the majority, the people who don't know, don't realize that all of your players come from the Class B League, which is very obviously affiliated with YSN. But when we talk about the Class B League, there's a certain way that players have to conduct themselves, and this is that reason, because you don't want to be playing on the fly and having to conduct yourselves like ball players and gentlemen all of a sudden. Talk about what Class B means to you and why it's so important for you guys to represent, and like I think all of you guys have your Y hats on, or in some form or fashion, to represent that Y that's on your hat.
Class B League, I played down there for 5 years. My first coach down there actually was Steve Leslie, and Steve preached from the start, respect the game, represent us well. And I took that. And I ran with it, and that's what I expect all these kids to do. If you're going to play the game the right way, represent the game the right way, because this league's been down there now for over 25 years now. And there's been some great players to come through there. But everybody does it the same way. We represent the game. We show up ready to play. We show up with our pants on, our jerseys tucked in, our hats on straight. We run out pop-ups. That's stuff that I preach to these guys. It's stuff that needs to be done, because just doing the little stuff, it matters. People see that.
And what's interesting to me is this isn't just a team of Astro Falcons. This is a team of everybody made up. It has to be a challenge, for a coach to take a mishmash like we all are accustomed to in the All-Star era, right? This is the All-Star season. To take a team full of guys that maybe have never played with each other before, other than a few. What is that like? What is that first practice like? What is building that roster like for you? And understanding what your needs are, but understanding that you don't want to waste anybody's time and take them if they're not going to play or contribute to a team or be part of that winning culture.
Yeah, no, I mean, I do have a great group. We started off in Beaver Falls. There was probably 4 kids that couldn't make it that weekend, I have to say, because of the NABF. But I was fortunate enough to pick up some kids for the NABF that were on this Colt roster. So they got to spend a couple extra hours a day with each other, because some days we had NABF and up in Beaver Falls. So they got to kind of gel there. And honestly, these kids all came together, just seeing them. We were sitting outside one night at the hotel in Greensboro. All of them were swimming together. They were playing volleyball together. And it's just nice seeing them come together as friends. It's something that they're going to remember for the rest of their life.
Do you remember? I mean, you tell them stories. I'm sure that they love it, because you're closer to their age than most coaches are at this point. Do they ask you about kind of the rules of engagement and some of the things that you've been through?
Here and there. So sometimes we'll go back on some stories. They all make fun of me because I was mostly a DH. I was just a hitter. Terrible in the field. I'll be the first one to say it. I was bad in the field.
I love it.
I get picked on for that. Like a kid's DH, and one day he's like, "Man, I want to play the field so bad today." I'm like, "Dude, just kick back, relax. You got one job. Sit on the bucket. Sit on the bucket when your number's called. Go hit."
When you're talking to pitchers, I mean, that wasn't your forte, right? I mean, what do you talk to pitchers about if that's not a position that you're accustomed to?
Pitching. I do have Dan Stricko on staff. Dan Stricko actually coached pitchers at YSU. He does a great job with them.
He did.
Yep. But pitchers, basically what I just tell it, throw strikes. The only way that you're going to beat yourself is when you walk somebody. Because at this age group, usually you walk a kid, that kid's going to end up scoring. Keep the leadoff guy on base, you're fine.
Let's talk about leadership with this squad. I mean, you brought 2 guys on with you that I know you think very highly of when they're in their leadership category. What kind of leadership have you seen through the week and a half, 2 weeks that you guys have been together?
I've seen Chandler and Dawson are great examples right off the bat. That's why I selected those 2 to come on here and talk to you today. Those guys, they're energizers. Chandler is the goofball of the team. I'll be the first one to say it. He's a clown in a good way. He jokes with the guys. He gets them all fired up. Dawson, he's a competitor. When Dawson's on the mound, he'll get a big strikeout. He'll let out a yell. He'll bring energy to the team. Another good leader that we have on our team is Tanner Stricko. He's one of our middle infielders. Tanner does a great job. He'll make a great play. He'll come jumping in. Just the stuff that Tanner does, his mannerisms on the field will make you laugh, the way that he acts with all the other guys.
It sounds like you're starting to get a feel for these guys, which is awesome. What are the expectations that you set forth? I mean, every coach has to level with expectations from the jump, or else obviously what are you playing for? So what did you tell these guys? What's the expectations for Team Youngstown as you guys head down to Illinois, over to Illinois, I guess? Tomorrow. You leave tomorrow and your first game's on Friday.
Yeah, no, my expectations basically what I just told them. Most importantly, represent. Represent Youngstown well. A Youngstown team's never made it to this Colt World Series. Represent the Class B League well. Second that I told them is play the game hard, respect the game. We go 0-2, we go 0-2, But this is a once in a lifetime opportunity for these guys. And I just want them to sit there and enjoy the moment. I want them to live in the moment. I don't want them to go back, look, and regret anything during these games that they think they should have done, could have happened. No. I just want them to enjoy it.
I love that you're talking about your team, but you also have some stiff competition, especially in your guys' bracket, your region. Talk about what you are up against if people aren't accustomed to, the Colt World Series here.
The Colt World Series. So there's a West Zone team, South Zone team, North Zone team, a host area, which is kind of like a local team from Illinois. And then you have the team actually Marion, Illinois that hosts it. Then you'll get a team from Germany's in it this year. The Dominican Republic couldn't come, so they actually took the runner-up from our region, the East region. So the Greensboro team's down there for that. They took the Dominican Republic spot. Then we have Japan and Mexico.
Wow. And you've seen these, and a lot of these countries obviously very accustomed to Youngstown, Ohio, because the 18-year-olds, the 14-year-olds have played them before. So your team should know and be comfortable playing these teams, even though it feels like it's Youngstown versus the world.
Yeah, no, our guys, I tell them just play free, play loose, have fun. That's the most important thing when playing baseball. When you're pressing, you're going to make mistakes. When you're thinking, you're going to struggle. Baseball's a game where you just got to move on to the next play after you make a mistake. Say you make an error, ball's going to find you. It's like a magnet. It always happens.
We were talking before you came on in the pre-show, and you got to win 4 games. If you win them all, you are the champ. So do you know who you play first? We know it's Friday at 3 o'clock?
Friday at 3 o'clock. It's actually all going to be streamed on YouTube. So if you search up Colt World Series, you go on our bracket, press bracket, there will be a link on YouTube. So all those games will be live on there. We play Friday at 3 o'clock. We play Aroma Park, Illinois. If we win that game, we're fortunate enough to take a bye on Saturday, and we'll play Sunday. We'll either play Marion, Mexico, or Japan. So we don't know yet.
That's big, man. Listen, if there's one thing you want people to know about this team and how they're going to represent, I know we've talked a lot about that during this interview. What do you want people to take away and know that you guys are going to do each and every time you take the field?
Each and every time we take the field, the people of Youngstown should just know that we're representing the people from the Valley in a manner that's going to make people talk about us in a right way. When we went down to Greensboro, like I said earlier, they said how well respected our kids were, how our coaching staff didn't complain about anything. Because, sometimes it's hard, but no, we kept our mouths shut for the most part. The guy from Greensboro was talking, and the tournament director came up to me and he just goes, "No," he said, "Thank you." And he did thank all our fans too, because our fans did a great job. Seriously, they didn't say one word. They were cheering for our guys only, and that's something that we preach to these kids. Only cheer for your players. Don't root against the other team.
That's big, man. The leader of the pack, it is Andrew Sabella, a.k.a. Sabu. Thank you so much for spending some time with us. We're going to get to your players and give them some highlights and some daps as well. Dude, thank you for everything that you do. I wore this shirt because I knew you were going to be on the show. So I wanted to make sure that people knew that this is a truly a hometown boy, and you have been since the jump, man. Thank you so much, Sabu. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. There he goes, Andrew Sabella, the head ball coach of the 16U Youngstown team, the Colt World Series. I think I said Pony earlier. I apologize for that. Let's get over to now. I'm interested because the first question right out of the jump for Chandler Maurice is going to have to be Chandler. Coach Sabu says you're the joker of the bunch. Is this the truth?
I mean, you gotta have fun. You know what I mean? And off the field. So if there's one thing I can bring my teammates is the positivity, honestly. If I can make them laugh here and there, I feel like that could reflect greatly on the field for sure.
Is staying loose part of your game? I mean, is that one of the things that you've learned about yourself over the time that you've been in the game? Is you got to stay loose, you got to keep it kind of light amongst the boys.
Absolutely. Keeping it loose. It's one of those things you either have it or you don't. I have my times though, for sure. I'll come in, I'll express, anger, but other than that, you got to go out there and play the game you know how to play, It's a team game, it really is. So if you're trying to do it all by yourself, you're never going to get into a groove with your team so you guys can actually win.
Chan, tell us about yourself a little bit, man. Where do you play ball in high school, and where do you play in the summers?
I'm actually from Pennsylvania. I go to Sharon High School. I start left field uh, during summer, usually down at Bobsey and playing with the Astros. Other than that, we had a summer league for Sharon. I played a couple games in that, and then I've been golfing lately too. So, got to throw in golf in there. So
Golf? Yeah, I thought baseball players were like forbidden from playing golf during the season. Is that just a wives' tale?
I mean, for me, you for sure you could get kind of mixed up during swings, especially if you golf left, bat left like me. So I just have to make sure it's one of those things I have to segregate. So when it comes to baseball, I can do my part for my team. But yeah, dude, that's amazing. I
Right.
can't express.
Talk to me about the drip. Is the drip the swag better in your golf game or your baseball game?
I'm mm, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go golf. Might be a surprising take, but for golf, you could have those polos, you could have the bright pink polos, the baby blue polos, you could have any design on it you want. So for me, you go with the baby blue polo with baseball design, maybe a couple bats here and there, button down a little bit with the chains coming out, visor backwards, uh, customized golf club, and I mean, yeah, you could go all out with golf, but don't get me wrong, baseball's up there too. You could do a lot with baseball.
I love it, dude. All right, so are you a socks up or socks down guy?
Socks down,
Socks
absolutely.
down. Okay, I respect that. It's the old school ways to have them up, but it's the junior, the Ken Griffey Junior way to have those down. I dig it. You say you're a lefty. Talk to me about the swing. Is it just sweet as candy, or is it something you're continuously working on?
Um, I'd say it's getting there. We'll say that. I have my times where the swings it's lacking. It makes me look like a goofball sometimes in the box. But when I connect, I feel I can most definitely feel if it's a good swing or not. And lately, it's been feeling good. So hopefully, we can go to Illinois with a good smooth swing.
There we go. Sorry about that. My bad. That I was trying to get this in from this comment from your mom, and it didn't pull in, so it kicked me out of the thing. So your mom says that she loves you. At least that's what I saw on the comments. So here we go. I'll make sure it doesn't kick me out again. There we go. Mom loves you, pal. Attaboy. I
Uh,
love that.
everyone, love you too, mom.
See, always shout out to mom. Always. Chandler, you are 100% a baseball player with a big swing. We will talk golf later, kid.
I sometimes get through the door golfing. So she's baseball all day though.
Well, let's talk about your parents, man. From a standpoint, looks like mom's a big fan. Talk about what she's meant to you and your run up to this point and going into the Colt World Series.
Ah man, it's if you could ever picture this as in you wake up and you expect it, but they just go be really. I get surprised how left literally helps me be better. Uh, it comes down for me all the way to waking me up in the morning at the right time, putting food in my system, making sure my kids are there for me. I'm beyond with with an amazing staff of parents. Really just make me play way better.
What are the goals and dreams, man? What's the ambition? Are you still playing this game because you want to play at the next level, or is it just something that you're going to see how far this takes you?
Absolutely. I'd love to play at the next level. I every day by day, I kind of throw in something new to the progress, so I can make sure that I have a guaranteed spot of wherever I want to go. So wherever I go, I want to just provide. If I could do that, that's like my number one for sure.
Chandler, tell me a little bit about why you still play the game. What motivates you about this game to keep coming back day after day, game after game?
Man, I'm gonna go with honestly the failing part. The more you fail, I believe it's more of like a learning part of the game. The more you learn, the more you can kind of groove stuff out and then turn it into winning assets for the game. So I absolutely love failing. I love learning stuff. I love the education of the game and then turning it into stuff that could actually help me later on throughout the path.
I'm supposed to ask you about how you wear these dirty pants. It says that you changed your pants midway through a game this summer.
All right, so it was a couple hours before the game, and then I saw my pants, and they were I'm not gonna lie, they were really bad. They're just stained everywhere. And I have two pairs of pants, and the one I looked at, they were just done. So I run to our local sports store, and I got pants. But let's just say they're a little bit too big for my liking. So called up the parents once again. They came through. They got me some pants that weren't as stained, but they have their fair share. And it changed the middle of the dugout. I was thinking to myself, hey, I have sliding shorts on. I'm surrounded by other dudes. I mean, let's just put these on real quick so we can go win a baseball game.
So you dropped trow in the middle of a baseball game to make yourself look a little bit better. I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I talked to Coach Sabu about how difficult it is to join a team and to get chemistry. It seems like you guys have got chemistry very quickly, and as Coach Sabella said, you're one of the leaders of this team. How did you do that so quickly, and obviously progressed as quickly as you guys have with victories?
Um, I think that goes back to keeping like a loose character, accepting people, accepting your environment. I feel the more you can provide for your team, the more you come in. The everything so little as the hey, good hit, good play. It can build up a good relationship with just specifically one player, and that could introduce you to other players that they already know. And yeah, keeping a loose character, going in, uh, just overall being happy. No, I mean, let's be real. No one wants to be friends with someone who's just very quiet and always down on himself. So if you just stay happy, stay positive, cheer on your teammates, and be a good role model for others. It's one of those things where it'll come naturally.
What's one thing that you want people to recognize when you guys bring home the Colt League championship, the World Series championship back to Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania?
Mm. Ooh, hard question. I just wanted to recognize how us players we understood what we just took on. Like we said, we're from Ohio, Youngstown. We we don't really get this opportunity every day. So we knew what we were taking on. We knew the big opportunities that were in front of us. And if we can come home and win this all, the one thing I want people to recognize is like, dang, they really worked through it. Everything mental, everything physical, they worked their way through it and they grinded so they could.
All right, I'm going to run through a series of questions with you now. Just with your new teammates, we got to talk about some of their characteristics. So, who is the funniest on the team that's not named Chandler Maurice?
Carson Clace. To me, Carson Clace, he's oh gosh, he just everything he says just makes me crack up in the dugout.
All right, who is the most serious of your new teammates?
Hmm. Most serious. I'm gonna go with Logan Cipher. Logan Cipher is always, every time I see him, he's super serious. He's locked in. So I'm gonna go with Logan.
Who has been the best teammate on the team?
Probably my boy Dawson Wallace. He's in here. I love Dawson. He's one of my closest people on the team. He's always there for me, dude. He's a good guy.
Who is the most Youngstown dude on the entire roster? Coaches included.
If there's one person that comes straight to mind, and if this has to do with me starting or not, I'm gonna go with Sabu himself.
I knew it. Listen, man, we're doing tee work here. I put that ball on the tee for you, and you just absolutely launched it. Nice job. Who is the guy on this team that wants to win the most?
Days, without a doubt. Trust me, he's very loose. He knows what he's doing around teammates. But dude, when it comes to game time, he's locked in. He knows what he's doing. He suffered with a shoulder injury lately, but him coming back, it's insane what he's trying to do for the team and how he's providing.
Who is the best baseball player that you admire the most on this squad?
Tanner Stricko. It's insane. I'm sitting out in left field and he's making plays that I've never seen in person. Plays that are I'm sitting there jaw dropped. So I admire him the most for sure.
That's big, man. Chandler, thank you for your time. We welcome you to YSN. I think this is the first time that you've been on in a speaking role, at least. Yep. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you and look forward to covering you in the future, man. Good luck this weekend.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You got it, brother. Chandler Maurice, there he goes. And just like that, we're going to bring in another one of the 16U Team Youngstown heading on to the Colt League World Series. We just talked about him, Dawson Wallace. Dawson, what's going on, my friend?
Oh, nothing much. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for taking time for us today. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
So I keep hearing about how you're the dude. You're the guy that you're out there and you're just a bulldog. Anytime you're on the bump, anytime that you're on the field in general, where did you get that from? Is that something that's always been instilled in you, or is that something that you've kind of grown into over the years?
I would say getting to high school ball when it was not just you're playing for fun. You kind of got to earn a spot as a freshman. Every second out there counts, and you really got to fight through everything that comes your way. I'd say that's when it started.
So it sounds like you're a guy that doesn't shy away from adversity. What are some of the biggest adverse times that you've seen in baseball? Is it from when you were younger? Is it continually, giving you challenges throughout the years? Or is right now, is it a challenge every time that you take the field now that the talent has heightened all of a sudden?
Yeah, for sure. I would say, especially now, you got playing in college in mind, everything's a challenge now, especially talking about trying to get to college. You got 25-year-old seniors playing. It's hard. It's really hard. And then even in the games now, you got guys throwing 90. Everything's hard. Hitting's very difficult. Everything in the game is really tough.
All right. So knowing that you're a pitcher, would you rather be pitching or hitting with the game on the line?
I think I'd rather be pitching.
Why is that?
When I'm on the mound, I feel like I'm in control of the game. So I don't know, hitting the pitcher's in control. I like pitching a lot.
When did you realize that you were really good at playing baseball?
When I was 12, my old travel team, we went to Cooperstown to the Hall of Fame, played in a big tournament there, 104 teams, and we won it. And it was really fun. And that's kind of when I was like, I want to play baseball for a long time. That's kind of when I started taking the game more serious, I guess. It was obviously still always fun, but it got to be exciting then.
When you talk to coaches and they ask you, what's the best thing about your game? What do you tell them?
I would say pitching. I don't walk many people. I can throw a lot of strikes. Try to limit my balls, try to limit my walks, keep my pitch count low. I would say that's the best part.
Everybody looks to a certain major leaguer or college player as their inspiration. Who do you look up to?
I definitely use a lot of Trevor Bauer's knowledge. He posts a lot online about just like different pitches, how to gain velo. So I watch a lot of his stuff.
I mean, you're in a role now where these guys, these younger guys are looking up to you. You're 15, right? 15, 16? Oh, did we lose him? I think we lost him. You there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I lost you for a second. All right, let's let's go back to the split screen. This is what happens on live TV. So with all these guys looking up to you nowadays, what's the coolest part of? I mean, have you ever given autographs? Have you ever been able to kind of embark in the moment at 15, 16 years old?
I would say for our high school, we have a youth camp where the varsity team hosts all the younger kids in like our school district and around. And it's pretty cool. Like the kids are asking you questions, asking you like why you play baseball, what's the best part of it. It's pretty cool to see, you know, like 6, 7-year-olds looking up to you. Like, you know, I was in their shoes one time doing the same thing.
All right. If you're not playing baseball, you are doing blank.
Golfing.
What is it with you guys at golf? My goodness.
Yep.
Are you a righty golfer at least, unlike Chandler?
I'm a righty golfer, yes. I'm normal.
Okay. And you're and you're a pitcher, so it doesn't affect your swing that much, right?
No, I still hit though. And so my parents, they're always worried about me golfing. But I golf, I go hit off the tee, try and get some soft toss in, and I've never really seen it affect me. A lot of people say it does, a lot doesn't. I don't really know. I've never experienced it.
You never walked up with the golf grip on the baseball bat?
Nah, never.
What is the absolute best part of your golf game? What is the absolute worst part of your golf game?
I would say the best part is probably my irons. I can stick the ball pretty close most of the time. And now my worst part is off and on. My driver is terrible sometimes, and then other times it's like it's better than my irons. So not consistent in that part of the game.
So you're just saying you're really good at golf is what I'm hearing.
I can be, yeah.
So that's a like a modest / egotistical one. I can appreciate that, man. You got the swagger down. All right. So I know he's still backstage. Who's better at golf, you or Chandler? Have you guys ever gone out?
We're planning on it. We're definitely coming up soon. We're going out. But I don't know. He has a big game. He talks a big game, so I think it'll be fun.
Wait a minute. We got all right. We're bringing him back. Chandler, you heard that, right?
Yeah, I heard that. Yep.
All right. Who wins in a stroke play between you and Dawson?
I mean, I've never physically saw this game for him living far away from where I am. So we have never get holes in, but we plan on it. And Dawson, let's just say I'm gonna bring my A game. You know, I mean, we're gonna see who has what. So be ready.
Have you guys ever faced each other pitcher hitter?
Never.
It sounds like a challenge to me. I know Sabu's back there too, so we gotta make something happen with these two. The leadership team of the Youngstown 16Us. Guys, now that I got you both, thanks for sticking around, Chandler. I didn't mean to pull you back in cold-blooded, but when you guys talk about one another, you talk so highly, whether it's golf, whether it's baseball. What do you admire most about each other's games that you can talk a little bit about? Dawson, we'll start with you about Chandler.
Definitely Chandler. He's always in a good mood. I mean, we could be in a really bad spot in a game, and he's just trying to bring everyone up with the jokes, with just like being positive, and it really has a great effect on the team.
Chandler, vice versa.
I love Dawson's work ethic for sure. He's a very second by second, play by play baseball player, and to me, teammate of his really helps me realize like, all right, I'm in my own head. Let's pull a Dawson. Let's get this game done. So I love basically just his role modeling.
I love that he says, let's pull a Dawson, let's go get it done, let's win the game. I mean, Dawson, when you hear something like that, that's gotta make you feel pretty doggone good.
Yeah, it feels great.
Chandler, we'll let you go. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to bring you back in, but you just made the interview, brother.
Okay.
There he goes. Dawson, a couple more questions for you from a standpoint of your family. I know your family, man. Talk to me about your family, what they mean to you, their inspiration behind who Dawson Wallace is.
My family means the world to me. They support me every second through the way. If that's, a long drive, paying for a showcase, doing whatever, they physically have done whatever they possibly could just for me to keep playing the game and play at the next level.
What I think most people don't realize, or at least bring to the forefront, is the sacrifices that you and Chandler and guys on this team have had to make to be where you are. What kind of things for young viewers out there have you had to sacrifice and give up so you can have these opportunities and have these chosen few opportunities to showcase your talent?
I mean, from just a little, get together with the friends, if they're going out swimming or something, you miss a lot of that. I mean, even family vacations, it's hard to find time with the whole family to go on vacation when you're playing baseball every week. So, yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff you have to sacrifice, but it's definitely worth it.
What's one thing that you want to achieve over the next 2-3 years? Right, you're going to be a junior in high school, right?
I'm going to be a senior.
Senior in high school. Okay, so what's one thing you want to achieve this year that you haven't done this year, that you haven't done to this point?
Definitely want to find the college I'm going to. I would say that's the number one on my list right now.
And then what?
It'd be nice. I mean, as a pitcher, obviously 90 mile an hour is obviously the big number that everyone wants to hit. So that'd be great.
So everybody talks about that 90 mile an hour pop. Where are you at right now?
I've been up to 87. So we're getting closer.
What's the top pitch in your arsenal?
I would say my changeup is definitely, I can spot it where I want. I get a lot of outs with that. Definitely my whole pitching goes off of, I can locate the ball pretty well. So even, I mean, if the guy's late on my fastball, throw it on his hands, whatever, I can locate pretty well.
Who is the best athlete in your family?
Oh, my family, my sister's a really good athlete. She does cheer, softball, volleyball. So she kind of does it all.
Who introduced you to the game of baseball?
My dad, definitely at a really young age. My dad always had me. If it was just like playing wiffle ball or hitting off the tee, that was a really young age. He started me with that.
And why do you keep playing?
I love every second of it. I mean, if you're down in the game, if you're up, I play to have fun, and it's always fun.
What would this championship mean to you when you guys are able to bring it home here in a couple of days?
It's going to mean a lot. I think it's really going to show to me that hard work does pay off. A little team from Youngstown winning the Colt World Series. I mean, that'd be big. I think it'd show a lot of people that like put your mind to something, you can do it.
Is there one specific team that you want to face just to show your stuff? I know you guys have had run-ins and heard the stories of Japan. Is there one team that's on your kind of your radar that you say, hey man, I really want a piece of these guys?
Yeah, I think it'd be Japan. I mean, there's a lot of really good baseball players that come from Japan, so I think it'd be pretty cool.
Awesome. Dawson Wallace, thank you so much for your time. Thanks also to Chandler Maurice and Andrew Sabella. Gentlemen, we appreciate you so much. Dawson, good luck this weekend. Just light it up, man, like you're used to, and keep that work ethic going. Everybody's watching you. Good luck, boys.
Thank you.
There they go, man. Unbelievable. Great athletes. Yes, as Leanna Maurice chimes in, great athletes, and we are so incredibly proud that they're representing the 330 in Youngstown, Northeast Ohio, Western Pennsylvania. So we're excited to see these guys head off. As Sabu said, you can watch these games on YouTube. We will do our damnedest to make sure that there are links available, and we'll try to drive traffic to those YouTube channels. Maybe even yank the YouTube channel and put it on our Class B. You never know. We'll see what we can do. We're going to take a break. We come back. We'll close out the show in abbreviated version of slightly abbreviated version of the YSN Power Hour returns when we, after these messages from our great sponsors like this one, Toyota of Warren.
We believe expectations are made to be exceeded. At the new Toyota of Warren, it's about more than just getting a great deal. It's about service you can count on and a friendship you can trust. Year after year, we've done what we do best. We've gone the extra mile so you could too. Because we know it's just not about buying a new car. It's the start of a new adventure. Toyota of Warren, driven by you.
It means the world to me to know that what we're doing is impacting people. And whether it's simply, I got to watch my son or daughter when I was out of town, or we just love watching YSN. We love what you do for our son or daughter. So whenever someone says thank you or someone is appreciative of what we're doing, it tells me everyone at YSN is doing what we initially set out to do, which is shine a light on these athletes and help them kind of promote themselves. My name's Anthony Hartwig, and my sports network is your sports network.
Before the lights come on, before the workday begins, before a long day is ended, or it's time to have fun, it all starts with the people at Joe Dickey Electric. From replacing a light fixture in your home to building a substation for your business, no job is too big or too small. The people of Joe Dickey Electric power them all. Joe Dickey Electric, over 60 years of powering the Mahoning Valley.
Why choose local? Because you live here, work here, learn here, relax here, and celebrate here. 21 WFMJ is our Valley's only locally owned TV station, and our focus is local. Other TV stations don't have that same focus, as their owners are somewhere else. But 21 WFMJ is rooted in the Valley. Local people making decisions that affect your life, right here where you live.
You're looking to your future, preparing for your goals, and they're closer than you think. Because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life, not just the next 4 years. You'll be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. You're ready for your success to take root. And here's where it starts. We are Youngstown State University, and proud.
Hi, this is Tommy Clem, owner of WRS Insurance Solutions.
WRS Insurance Solutions is a local independent agency that specializes in life, Medicare, long-term care, and disability products. Call us at 330-953-3722 or visit us at wrsinsuranceSolutions.com to learn more.
Good luck to all the student athletes in the Valley.
Hey, welcome back to the YSN Power Hour, brought to you by our friends at Toyota of Warren. Of course, we are live here from the Athletic Studios here on Route 7 in Columbiana, the beautiful, beautiful facility that you can take advantage of. Make sure you call them today. Stop by the YSN booth. Would love to talk to you and chat about kind of why it's important to you, why YSN, why places like this place, athletics, is important to you. So make sure you stop by, tell them YSN sent you, give high fives. There's a lot of great people here. So check that out. Thanks to our friends from the 16U Youngstown team, Andrew Sabella, the head ball coach there, and of course, Dawson and Chandler for taking time out. Guys that aren't affiliated with schools that are YSN schools. So it's kind of nice and refreshing sometimes to have that, because, you know, this is something I think, you know, we're 6 years into this, and I think this is something that a lot of parents now kind of take for granted, is getting coverage of your son or daughter. And thank you, number one, but you know, for supporting, and thank you for making us up our game and up our level of production and quality and interviews and continue to take the next step. But it's still kind of, like I said, refreshing whenever this has never been done before in their communities. So like we always say on our broadcast, if this is something that you would like, if you would like to become part of what we're building here at YSN, and it's building quickly, make sure you head on over to our website, ysnlive.com, and get started. All you got to do is ask and say, hey, how do we become part of YSN? It's real simple. You talk to your athletic director, superintendent, whoever is in command of the programs over there. It costs them absolutely nothing, not a zero if you're a school. So make sure that you're asking those questions if you want to become part of Your Sports Network. We're actively trying to get more schools, and we're actively trying to get more people. And that is statisticians, announcers, graphic artists, photographers, you name it. If you love sports, this is the home for you. So make sure you send an email. If you're old school like me, it's info, INFO, at ysnlive.com. Or if you're one of these up-and-comers, these youngsters, you can hit us up on social media, myself, or typically it's Anthony Hartwig. We'd be happy to connect with you and get you started. Even if you think that it's scary, if this is something you've always wanted to do, do it. I'm telling you, we haven't had one single person that has called a game for us or joined our team that has regretted it. So do it. Join us. Have some fun. Do something. Check it off the bucket list. Whatever you want to do from that standpoint, whatever gets you going and makes you want to stay in love and become even more involved in sports, let's get you out there. Let's get to our Joe Dickey Electric What's Your Spark, presented by our friends at Joe Dickey Electric. Anything commercial, residential, industrial, anything electrical, head on over to DickeyElectric.com today. All right, so I'm not a concert goer per se. There are some people, Siggy, who love concerts, are like bought stock in concerts and things of that nature. But I was looking at prices on concert tickets, and I got to tell you, they are outrageous. Outrageous. Okay, so I'm going to put this in perspective, and somebody can tell me if I'm way off base here. And again, this is my spark. This is just me grandstanding something. Taylor Swift, which I love. I'm a Swiftie. Taylor Swift tickets are going for as much as $1,000 a ticket in some cities, in some hosting events, venues. They're going for $1,000. A Taylor Swift, I'm going to guess, I've never been to one. One day, I've got a daughter. One day I'll be at a Taylor Swift concert when she's probably very old. Taylor Swift, not my daughter. But she'll still be younger than me, by the way. 3.5, 4 hours, right? 3.5, 4 hours of entertainment. And everybody praises an entertainer for going for that long. I've heard Eric Church concerts are unbelievable. You talk about some of these other entertainers that go on for 3.5, 4 hours, and everybody's okay with it. But 81 times a year, baseball goes on for 3.5, 4 hours of entertainment, and everybody says you got to shorten the game up. Explain. Please, someone explain that to me, how MLB games, minor league baseball games, baseball in general is too long, but a 4-hour, 5-hour, 6-hour concert is just right. Somebody explain that to me, please, and thank you. Radar chimes in with his Radar's Wednesday Sports, or Radar's Wednesday Spark. We got to give mention to those schools from Mercer and Lawrence counties in Pennsylvania. Would love to hear those schools from these two counties to be part of a YSN family. Thanks, Radar. We'd love to have them too. Especially, hey, I am a Lawrence County product. Go Titans. Go Westminster. Right? The County Line alumni. Titan Town Sports Director. Yours truly. I have a place in my heart for Lawrence County the same way as I do for Columbiana County and all the counties involved. That's going to do it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate you stopping by, the comments, the questions, all that stuff. I appreciate the three guys that came through today, Andrew, Sabella, Dawson, and Chandler. make sure that if you're able to this weekend, starting Friday at 3 o'clock, check them out as they represent Youngstown here in the Northeast Ohio and Western Pennsylvania area. And hopefully they bring home a Colt World Series championship. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is DJ. This has been the YSN Power Hour. All of it brought to you by our friends at Toyota of Warren. We will see you tomorrow on the network, 3 to 4, right here on YSN. Peace. YSN thanks you for